I mean, it's all over the place.
Jeez. Did you paint it?
No. Real tight in here. Kona's getting a head start on this thing. I better get busy. The goal today will be to get this job done. We're gonna use hot water today on this thing, and we're gonna use a turbo nozzle to hit real hard. Let's get all the mud knocked off of this thing and get this thing on the path to success. All right, I just cranked that thing to 11. Let's see how this goes. Look at all this mud. My goodness, man. That turbo nozzle worked out fantastic. It's cutting right through 6 inches of mud and rock. Not getting the tar off though. There's a lot of tar and asphalt buildup in the bucket. We're gonna have to torch that off. Alright, I think I got all this big stuff off of here. I think we're in a good spot to start soaping. But I gotta rinse off the floor first. All this mud's driving me crazy, man. I can't even see what I'm doing when there's this much junk on the floor. I'll tell you what, man, using hot water makes for a pretty interesting environment in here. Alright, I got my floor back under control here. Everything is nice and fresh again. Maybe I'm a little OCD, I don't know. Let's look at what we've got here now that all the mud is off of this thing. So this thing is looking a lot better. And now we can see what we're working with. Got all the heavy mud out of there, so that's nice. We still have a lot of spattered grease around. And if you look in here, like this is still needing a little bit more. We've got the bulk of it out of the way, but we need to hit just a little bit harder on this thing to get all these little speckles of grease and junk out of the way. Well, let's turn on the soap injector now and hit this thing up with some of the heavy duty. Just throw 4 gallons of water in. So heavy duty is a very flexible formula. You know, it can be used anywhere from undiluted to 100 to 1. The more diluted it is, the more of a basic truck wash it becomes. The stronger it is, the more of a degreaser it becomes. But I think I can use it in this instance at 100 to 1, almost like a wash, because it's going on at high pressure, it's going on with heat, and it's just gonna give me that little bit of extra pep to get that grease loosened up and keep it off of the loader as we're working with it. What's nice is when you're doing the soap at the same time as the high pressure, it just like makes everything good. And then it's just a matter of rinsing it. So let me show you how much soap we used here, because it's not too bad. I actually thought we would need more. Looks like we used about a little under half, if that. I mean, it was filled to here, so maybe maybe 1/3. Not bad, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, I'm using a new type of mount for my cameras, and it failed. My camera went flying, and my nice $1,000 10 by 24 millimeter lens snapped in half. So I'm gonna run to the camera store real quick, and I'm gonna get back to this thing when it's dry. We'll see what we've got, and then we'll take it further. We still gotta clean the inside, clean the engine compartment. I wanna lift the cab. I wanna get this thing mint for these guys. All right, let's see what we got. We did the hot water power washer, the turbo nozzle. We did the high pressure soap injection, and it came out mint. But the problem was you can't see what you're doing with all that steam. You're almost kind of just trying to remember where the grease was and hit there, and you can kind of see on certain areas. But in here, you can see where I didn't even realize there was still grease. That's no good, man. You can't leave that. Now that we've got all of the mud off of this thing, we've got to get the tar out of here. So this is a pretty good amount of buildup. To soften this up, we're gonna warm it up. Dude, this is fun. Oh yeah, man, that softened it right up.
Hold your breath.
We need a bigger shovel.
We should have just did this and then dumped it all in the dumpster.
We should have just angled this bucket down on top of the bucket.
Well, we can still do that.
Oh, that's so soft, bro. Wow, clean. I think we need a little more warmth. This is why we do it outside.
God.
That should be enough for the safety latch, right?
Yeah.
I think we overshot the mark.
Just a little.
Now that we've moved some stuff around, yeah, look at all the stuff you can see in here now, man. Wow. Everywhere you look, there's something else to clean. Look at all of that. Now we can see it. I think I probably should scrape that off with the putty knife, because I don't want to spray that all over the place. I hate grease. Look at in there. Look how much grease is up in the corner there. That's like 2 inches thick. The D-Lime 90. Dude, this stuff will make the difference.
I mean, look at it drip though.
I mean, it's going. It's a little addictive when you're using it, because you just, every squirt, you can see through the tar.
Yep.
And it's like, whoa, look at that. Bro, look at all that in there. We got to get the bulk of it first. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. I'm gonna be here for a while. Fortunately, it's only Monday and we have till Thursday. So look at that, 1 paper towel, 10 pounds of grease. So with all the heavy grease off of there now, I think we're in a good spot to put the heavy duty degreaser back onto this thing again. This time we're gonna do it a little differently. We're gonna put it on full strength and we're gonna let it soak for a while. And I think that'll let us use our cold water power washer, the one that I normally use, just to kind of do some final touch up. With the hot water, I wasn't really able to see what I was doing. I missed some big stuff. And so I want to use my cold water machine just so we don't get all that steam in here. I wanna be able to see what I'm doing. So let's mix up some heavy duty. We're gonna put it in the IK foam sprayer. We're gonna put it in undiluted, and then we're gonna leave it sit overnight and see if anything bad happens. I don't think anything it will, but we'll find out. We've already got a little bit of it in there, and I think I was using it undiluted last time as well. Whatever the case, we know it'll be going on nice and strong, so I'm not adding any water to this. One thing that I love about this air compressor version of this pump sprayer is that I can put more liquid in it, and then this can just keep the pressure up, so you don't have to worry. Normally I used to just fill this a third with liquid, and then the rest I would compress the air in, and that was about equal runtime, liquid versus air. But with this, you just get runtime the whole way through, no loss in pressure the whole time. Real nice. Only complaint is one of my straps snapped at the buckle. And my modified shorty on there. There we go.
Seems like it's pumping out less.
I feel like there's something blocking the nozzle. I think you were right, bro. Zoom in on here. Look at the junk in there. I just opened up the nozzle and there's some stuff behind the foam filter thing. Let's put a new one in. Let me show you how that's done. This is really straightforward. So if you start noticing your foam sprayer isn't foaming that good, there's really only one mechanism that creates the foam. I mean, really, it's just this little felt pad behind the spray nozzle. And if that gets loaded up with junk, man, gotta get in there. Let's see if we can get it with this. Look at that. Look at all the junk on that thing, man.
That thing is dirty.
And look at this. They come with more. See, this is the strap that came with my foaming pump sprayer.
Is that what straps it on, or?
Yeah, see here, this piece here, this little buckle piece snapped in half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I only have one strap holding it on right now. Yeah, so they give you these extras. They give you a whole 10 of them. It's not bad. You just take one out of there, peel it right out, and then you throw it into the spot where the old one was. Look at what happens here without the nozzle on there, man. You ready? Oh, that's still pretty foamy. That's weird. All right, let's try this again. You ready? Let's see if the foam is better. You ready? Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Wow! So, we've got D-Line 90 all over this thing right now, and I'm just gonna break down those oils with the heavy duty, bro.
I'm all zoomed in, ready?
I'm ready. Oh, yeah. That's so good. This thing is the most useful tool ever. Dude, we used almost all of that. We used like this much heavy duty. That was a lot. But we still have some juice in here. Look at that. It's low though. We're gonna charge this thing up. That thing's done, bro. We'll see what this thing looks like in the morning. All right, so this thing is dry as a bone. All soaped up and everything. Let's see what it looks like after the heavy duty sat on that thing for a whole night. So you can see the soap residue all over the thing, the surfactants and all of that. But you can also kind of see that the grease has relocated just a little bit. I think it's gonna come off of there pretty easily now. I think this grease is gonna slip right off of there when we hit it with the power washer. And one nice thing is I don't see any discoloration in the paint. You can see the soap on there, but there doesn't appear to be any sort of funny business going on. The soap is on there, but we'll rinse it and we'll see what it looks like. One common problem with degreasers is the effect on paint. Normally you wouldn't be able to take like a good strong degreaser and just leave it on something overnight. And I don't recommend doing that, but I do like to find out here the hard way. So I don't think that there's any damage though. Let's rinse this thing off now and see what we got. There's some grease on this thing that was original, bro. I mean, it's on there. It's like hardened. I mean, it's really, really stuck on there. That's why I'm letting this heavy duty soak, and hopefully that'll be enough. I might come back in with the turbo nozzle even with the cold water. I think on the final pass I might do that just to hit real hard, bust that stuff right out of there, and then we'll move on to the rest of the thing and tuning up all the little spots. So hopefully this cab won't be too big of a problem. It's gonna be real tight in here. I'm not looking forward to working inside this cab, but we'll get it done. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow's project though. Today I just wanna get this thing looking good on the outside. All right, the gloves are off on this thing. We're gonna douse this thing with soap one more time. We're gonna power wash the living heck out of it. Everywhere I look on this thing, every time I go into a corner somewhere, some grease shoots out. Had to change my whole shirt, man. So I soaked it down and got some lunch. And now we're ready to rock and roll with another pass. We're gonna get the fine tuning done on this thing. We got all the soap junk all over the place. We're gonna rinse that off now and make this thing look good for today, and then we'll hit the inside of the thing tomorrow. Every time I get near this thing, it just keeps putting out more and more and more dirt and grease and junk, and I mean, it's all over the place. Kona's bummed out. She's in there just wishing she could be a part of this. This is like the 20th time I've washed my floor off. This thing just keeps putting out grease, man. All right, I'm gonna finish rinsing this thing off, and then we're gonna see what we've got when it's dry. All right, it is the following day, and we need to see what we've got over here. Dude, the amount of grease that came off of this thing was off the charts. This thing has got to be 150 pounds lighter. So we got to get into the cab at this point. This is gonna be tight. Oh, so tight. So we got a lot to do today, man. We're gonna have to juice this thing up with something, make it look right. You think it's working? I think it's working. It smells like it's working. Let's try this one little spot, and then we'll rinse it all and see what it looks like. No, I think that's still on the outside. I mean, it's better, but it's also wet, you know? What we can do is we can clean the inside and then see what we've got. We're gonna need like a strap to hold this thing open. You think this will hold the door open?
I think so. Boom.
Get the Frito bag.
Hungry?
I feel like I should have detailed this first before creating mud in here. We're ready for the chemical death cloud now. What do you think, man?
I think it came out better than we thought it would.
It's definitely coming out better than I thought it would. There's a lot going on in here, but like the steam helps a lot. I mean, the glass, don't look at the glass. The glass is not pretty. But we haven't hit that yet. That's the last thing. The glass will be the last thing. Check out all this like legitimate detailer stuff we got, man. This is like a full color spectrum light that professionals would use. Oh, and then this one, so this shows the full color spectrum, you know? I think it's 2500 Kelvin up to 6500 Kelvin, and it's bright. Don't even look at this thing directly. So now we can see everything.
Which is not
good, because we don't want to know. Yeah. Oh, that's better. So we're just gonna rinse off the final bit of mud on these tracks, get this looking good, and then I think we'll go over it with some snake oil, get this thing coated with all the SiO2 we can, And then in the morning, we should be good to go and get our after shot. I think it's gonna come out pretty good, honestly. It's looking nice. Just gonna go over this with a little bit of lubrication. And we're gonna buff it in just to make it look that little bit extra. I don't know what I'm doing with one of these, but we're gonna learn. One thing I see on YouTube a lot is you gotta make like a face when you're using these, like. So like, right? You ever see that? No. Like that. I mean, we're dealing with a pristine surface here though. You gotta make sure you don't scratch anything. Don't wanna introduce any marring. But it is, whatever we're doing, it's looking better than it was. Man, we're gonna get some good sleep tonight. Heck with this thing. In the morning, we'll come back and do a little bit of final, like, small touch up and then call it. They'll be here at 9 o'clock to pick it up, and it'll look pretty good pulling out, man. I think so. I don't even want to touch it.
Nope.
I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, come on in, man. What do you think?
Jeez. Did you paint it?
No, we cleaned the paint pretty good.
Man, hand job, detail, huh?
Oh man, all the way. Check out the inside of the cab, man.
Oh, I didn't even know you did the inside.
Oh heck yeah. I'll do the
well,
underneath.
you saw what it looked like. Everybody's a freaking slob.
Yeah.
You know, they got their cereal in there and their coffee cups. And
yeah, Frito bag. It's not quite as touched up as I even normally would. I just kind of slapped it together this morning, but like the inside was tough on this one, man. The inside was real tough. There's no room.
No room, all kinds of little cut corners. And
yeah, so many surfaces and so dirty.
Great.
Inside those pockets there where the hydraulics go in, man, oh, that was tough in there, bro.
everything in the sun lays in there. Of course, you know, now that it's easy to get it, everything, and it's clean, nothing will break.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the other
It only
thing.
breaks when it's packed full of shit. You can't get at it.
Yeah, it's very true. And heck, that's one thing I didn't think about. When it's clean, you know, it looks fresh, it feels good, makes the company look good, but it's also when you have to fix it, you can get at everything, you know?
I mean, you know, the way they build these things, you get a little hydraulic leak, you don't know where the hell it's coming from.
Yeah.
You know, there's grease, there's dirt.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing about now, you can see it. Usually it's full of crud and everything, so, you know, you can't tell. And you got to spend 3 hours cleaning it before you can fix it.
Yeah,
to
right.
find a leak.
Yeah, now you'll be able to see where it's coming from.
Of course, took all the grease out.
Oh, I got it all out of there, bro.
Holy shit.
There's nothing left.
Oh, amazing.
That was hard, man. That wasn't easy. There was a lot of hands-on stuff to get that out of there. And that's what was surprising, because as small as it was, it just kept putting out. I bet this thing weighs 150 pounds less. Between all the mud and the grease, I mean, this thing took a while to flush it all out. Dude, it's good. You did it.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that little downhill momentum.
Yeah, that made a big difference. Boy, I barely went on there. Jim, it was nice to meet you.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you for coming
Pretty
by.
cool.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Spread
it.
the word.
Man, if I never see any grease again, it'll be too soon.